Welcome to Main Street Theater's Socially Distant Murder Mysteries. We invite you to join us for an evening of adventure, intrigue, danger, as we determine who done it, who did it, who had done it, as we enjoy the mystery of murder. In tonight's story, we go back to 1947, Hollywood, California. Join us for The Stand-In.
She's here! Diana, get WC and tell him, will ya?
Okay.
And Jensen,
Yes, sir.
check on those 40 Western Union boys who are supposed to come and sing Here Comes the Bride.
Very well, sir.
And everybody, take it easy now. Keep calm. I mean, what do you want to do? Give her a nervous breakdown?
Hello, darlings. Hello, everybody. Madame is home again.
That's the way it always was with Madame. A grand entrance for her and utter confusion for the rest of us. She was rotten and spoiled, but what could you do? On the screen, she was an angel, and she was the top box office draw of the biggest studio in Hollywood. Everybody's heard the story by now. Well, at least the 9 Days Wonder version that the newspapers carried, but there are only two people that know the real story, and I'm one of them. You see, I was her stand-in. This particular little caper all began just before her latest picture was supposed to start filming in front of the cameras, and she simply could not dare to be paid only $10,000 for a whole week's work. So she took off to Florida. Nobody heard a word from her for 2 months, except for the newspapers. Little things like she'd married her fifth husband and she'd lost $40,000 in one night at the roulette table. And she bought an old Spanish monastery and was going to bring it back stone by stone to Hollywood. And then all of a sudden, she was coming back. That very day, with husband and monastery and everything. And everybody had to jump. The retinue had been waiting all afternoon, going not so quietly crazy, particularly Mike Foth, her publicity agent, and me. I was having a whole duplicate set of dresses fitted so we could start the picture the minute she got back. She swept in, and I took one look at that new husband, and I knew there was going to be trouble, because he wasn't taking it well. He wasn't taking it at all well.
Madam! Oh, for the love of Pete, where have you been? WC's been blowing his top all day in the newspapers.
Oh,
Not
now,
coming
Michael,
yet.
darling, everything's been taken care of. I sent WC a big box of orchids from the airport, and I brought a few of the newspaper boys along.
You did?
Oh, hello, Pogo, darling.
Listen, I wanted to talk to you first. I wanted to give you,
Oh, by the way, everybody, this is my new husband, Dennis O'Brien.
No, hey, Dennis, hi.
Hi.
He flew me out. We bought a little four-seater. Isn't he gorgeous? Gorgeous! Such an improvement on Romana. Say hello to the folks, Denny, huh?
Hello. Hi. Yes, hi.
Oh, bonjour, madame. How about a few lovely photos of the bride and groom, oui?
Well, darling, I think that's a splendid idea. Come on, Dennis, come on. A little to one side. That's it, darling. Lean over, perhaps.
Okay.
That's right. Not too far into the picture.
Anywhere you say.
There, isn't that about right, boys?
Oh, c'est magnifique, perfect. And how about a few of you alone, madame?
Why, certainly. You can go now, Dennis. I'll join you a little later, darling. Just look around the house and make yourself at home.
Thanks.
Oh, madame, perfect. Oh, hold that pose right there. Hold it, hold it. Oh, c'est magnifique. Merci beaucoup. Au revoir, madame. Mwah, mwah.
That's all right. Mwah.
Madam, I was wondering about your hair. Are you gonna wear it like up in the cathedral scene, or are you gonna wear it down?
Oh, I am trade beat. Lawrence and Hermione's party was buku, but really.
Madam, I wonder when we're doing the cathedral scene.
Oh, Diana, darling, I hardly noticed you.
Well,
How are the new dresses coming?
Well, they're coming along pretty good.
The one you have on looks lovely, dear.
Thank you, madam. I was wondering, when you are...
Oh, please. Will you go, Diana, dear? I shall have to go into that awful ordeal with the WC, and the Schwartzes will be here. Oh.
Well, certainly. Good night, madam.
Good night, dear.
Do you see what I mean? I won't say that I didn't hate her, because I did. But I was used to it by now. It was better than pounding away at a typewriter being mauled at some modeling agency. I made my way back through the big, gloomy house to the study where I'd left my things. As I opened the door, I saw her husband, Dennis. He was standing with his back to me in the semi-darkness, looking out the big French window that led to the formal garden. He turned his head a little when I came in and then back again, staring out the window. But even from where I stood, I could see his big shoulders bunched into knots.
I could kill you when you're like that, Maggie. Who do you think I am? One of your Great Danes that you can haul around on a leash and put through parlor tricks?
But I'm sorry.
I'm not listening now, Maggie. I'm telling you. Now cut it out. Cut it out, or so help me, some night I'll murder you.
What? Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. O'Brien. I didn't mean to.
I thought it was Maggie.
So I gathered.
Excuse me.
Oh, that's all right. Forget it. I know you didn't mean it.
No? That's where you're wrong, sister.
Oh?
I meant every word of it.
I looked at him, handsome, weak, and violent. And I think I saw it all right then. For one split second, a flash of intuition. The future lit up in front of me like a big marquee sign, and in big red letters said, murder. I don't have the right face for the screen, but I've got everything else. And Denny knew it. I didn't keep it a secret from him either. Not that I had to flaunt it at him. He was married to a slightly sagging movie queen, at least 10 years older than I was, and he was only human. Not that I said anything either. For a week, I hardly spoke to him. First, because it was safe, and then because, being Madam's stand-in, I was busy. There was all the flurry of getting the picture started, costumes and tests and so on, and finally the Academy Award dinner. Perhaps the less said about that, the better. It was Olivia de Havilland that won the award and not Madam. And she found out about it just before dinner and had a wing-ding, but we got her out of there and brought her home, and before she caused too much trouble. And Mike called the doctor, and he gave her a sedative, and then Denny and I were alone. For the first time, all alone in that big mausoleum of a house.
Diane?
Yes?
Come over here, won't you?
I'm all right here.
Then I'll come over there. I'm not used to these big spaces.
But keep a little space, huh, Denny?
I know I've got no business looking at you, but Diane...
What?
For a week now, I've been watching you, thinking about you.
I know.
Do you know... Did you know
Well, those things don't usually happen to just one person, Denny. It takes two.
Diane,
No, wait a minute, Denny.
Why?
There's a couple of things we better get straight.
All right.
Oh, Denny, you poor, big, beautiful character, you. Why did you have to go and marry her?
Well, things look a little different sometimes from where you are than they do when you get there.
And where were you?
I was a lifeguard, just as simple as that.
And you thought this looked even easier for...
There wasn't anyone else, and I thought, well, Hollywood, glamour, luxury. I might even get a break myself. Funnier things have happened.
Well, now you know.
Yeah, now I know.
But you still want all those things you married her for, right?
Well, sure, I suppose so. But I want something else now.
Me.
Yeah.
Sure, you got what you want, but I haven't. I'm not settling for anything less. I'm not going to be the little girl you see when you want to and then come back and lie around in your swimming pool. I want a swimming pool too.
Well, maybe there's a way we can have it together.
Sure, there is a way.
What way are you thinking about?
The way that people like us would never want to take.
But suppose we did?
That would be different.
Is that a deal?
Sure, that's a deal. Casual, the light touch, but it was there just the same. We never spoke about it after that. Things went along. Well, I'm only human too, but there was always an understanding between us. All that time we were just waiting, I guess, for what they call in the crime stories, the opportunity. And then on the last week of shooting, on Madame's new picture, it came. There was only one more take before he knocked off for the day, so I was free to go home. But everybody else was jumpy and irritable as usual, particularly Madame. And then I saw Denny walking down the stage.
Don't blame me for holding up the picture. You're the director. I'm not.
Oh, please, madame.
I'll be ready anytime you say.
Make it 10 minutes.
Well, really?
Okay, fellows, move in for the close-up.
Oh, hello there, Maggie.
Oh, it's you.
Yeah, when are you quitting?
Oh, Dennis, how do I know? I'm not the director. I'm merely the star.
You know, we're supposed to be aboard the yacht by 7:30. There'll be people waiting.
All right. Let them wait.
Yeah, but yesterday you said that you wanted...
Oh, yesterday I said one thing. Today I'm working. Now shut up and leave me alone.
Don't talk to me that way, Maggie.
What?
I'm your husband, remember?
Yes. And I've had about all of that I can stand too. Now you get out of here. Do you hear me? Get out of here.
Okay, Maggie.
And you might start looking for a good divorce lawyer. I think you're going to need one.
Hello?
What? Oh. Hello, Diane.
Let's take a little stroll out to the gate, shall we?
I could use some fresh air.
Come on. We'll dug out the big stage door here.
Okay. Yeah. Well, it doesn't look like I have much longer, does it?
Not much.
Now or never.
I'm not quite sure what you're talking about, Denny.
Let's quit kidding ourselves. You know what I'm talking about. If she divorces me, we're finished.
You're finished.
All right, I'm finished. So if we're ever going to do anything about it, it's got to be now.
All right. Let's quit kidding ourselves. Are we going to do anything?
I would, if I knew how.
Shh, there's a guard at the gate.
Oh,
Ah, good evening, Mr. O'Brien.
yes, hi.
Hello.
Hey, madam, can I please have your autograph?
Afraid you got the wrong gal, Sonny. I'm not Madam.
You can't fool me, madam. You're shooting that picture, Carmelita.
Well, go on, beat it, will you, kid?
I've even seen you in the same dress lots of times.
Oh, sure. They fixed me up to look like Madam, but I'm not. I'm just her stand-in.
Stand in?
Come on, Diane.
But wait a minute. Look, Sonny, they gotta have somebody standing in there so they can focus everything just right, and that's me. Then, when they're ready to shoot the scene, Madam comes out all fresh and pretty and plays it. Do you see now?
Oh, you sure look like her though.
Well, that's what they pay me for.
Diane,
What?
that's it. That's the how, right there.
The what?
How? The kid just told us just now. Don't you get it?
The how to...
Sure. Out of the mouths of babes. How to murder your wife.
Tonight's broadcast is sponsored by Shorty's Neighborhood Eatery. Shorty's is located at 3701 Lawrenceville Highway, Tucker, Georgia 30084. Their hours are 11:30 a.m. to 10 o'clock p.m. They use fresh ingredients to make tasty food and serve it with a smile. More than wood-fired pizza, they have specials sourced from local farmers markets. And now we return to the second half of The Stand-In.
The whole thing would take about 20 minutes, but it had to be timed and planned at the split second. We planned it for the last day, in the last shoot of the picture, when everybody lets down and gets sort of half hysterical at the idea that the thing is almost over. The shooting schedule was made for us. The last shot with Madam was on an enormous set of a cathedral interior, with the camera pulling back halfway the length of the stage. It was shot silent. There was no dialogue and no sound. We figured the shot for around 10:30 at night, and we were almost right on the nose. They finished the close-up, and the soundmen had shoved their mics and things over to one side of the set, and the director and the cameraman were lining up for the long shot.
We'll be ready in about 20 minutes, madame.
Well, I'll be in my dressing room. Call me, if you please. What a relief. What a blessed relief. It's almost over.
Oh, Madam?
Yes, my dear.
You won't need me anymore, will you?
No, my dear. Run along and enjoy yourself, and thank heaven you're not a star. Oh,
Thanks. Good night, madam.
Good night, dear. Well, 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 Dennis.
Hello, Maggie.
I've been beastly to you lately, Dennis, really. Come along to my dressing room. We'll have a little talk.
As I was leaving the stage, Denny was taking her back to the dressing room. It was nearly 10:40, and I knew exactly how he'd look at her and what he'd say and what he'd do.
Close the door, Denny. Yes, that's it. Do sit down. Make yourself comfortable.
No thanks.
Oh, don't be silly. There's just one more take, and then we'll go out and have...
You're not going to make it, though, Maggie.
What do you mean?
I mean, you're through, Maggie. Through.
You leaving us, Danae?
Yeah, I got my orders. She said to call her when you're ready.
Okay, good night, Danae.
Night.
7 minutes. 7 minutes were gone. Now he'd be passing the guard at the stage door.
Good night, Mr. O'Brien.
Good night.
And now he'd be walking down the studio street and turning the corner at the other end of the stage 1 and strolling over to the guard at the main gate.
Well, hello, Mr. O'Brien. Going home now?
I wish I knew. Are you a married man?
I know what you mean.
Well, I got my orders, and all I can do is carry them out. Ours not to question why, huh?
Yeah, that's right. You waiting for Madam?
Yep. She told me to wait until exactly 11 o'clock, and if she wasn't out here to go home, so I got, what was it, 10 or 15 minutes to kill. Oh, cigarette?
Oh, thanks. Don't mind if I do.
He'd stay there now. He'd stay there until it was time. It was 10:49. Just 5 minutes before, I had passed the same guard at the same stage door.
Good night, Miss Burke.
Good night. And I had walked down the same studio street and passed the same guard at the main gate.
Well, finally knocking off, eh, Miss Burke?
That's right. Good night.
Yeah, good night, Miss Burke. Good night.
I'd walked straight ahead as though I was going to the bus line. And then when I was out of sight of the main gate, I ducked up the little side street that runs along the west end of the lot. I kept in the shadows now, watching every move. About 100 feet from the corner, there's another gate. It's usually locked and never used, but they've been shooting an exterior and they'd taken the gate off the hinges. There were barricades across the entrance and a watchman who passed about every 15 minutes and then rounded the corner. He was passing now. And now he was gone. Now was the time. I took a quick look around and there was no one in sight. I dashed to the gate and was over the barricade in an instant, running as softly as I could toward the back of the stage 1. A big door in the back where they had moved scenery in and flats was open about a foot. We'd seen to that. Then I squeezed in and made my way behind to Madam's dressing room. I opened the door and closed it behind me. And then I knew for sure that Denny had been there and done his part. She was lying on the floor with the marks of his big hands still on her throat. She was dead. It was 10:57, and I had on the costume with the veil over my face, and there was nothing to do but wait there, shut up in the little room with the dead woman, for them to call her and for me to come out and play her part. I tried not to look at her. Finally.
Yoo-hoo, madame, we're ready for ya.
I waited for the footsteps to die away, and then I opened the door. As Denny had said, it was now or never. I walked out, and I took my place on the set.
You ready? You're ready.
No.
All right, settle down, boys. Settle down, boys.
Quiet!
You ready, madame?
I nodded my head.
Roll 'em.
Rolling. Speed.
Action.
Out of the corner of my eye, I caught the camera on the big boom slowly beginning to pull back. It seemed a million miles away. I began walking down the aisle of the cathedral. There was no sound, so I was getting direction all the way.
Slowly. Now slowly. Remember, you are overwhelmed with grief. That's it. Now kneel. That's it. Now clasp your hands together. Now cast your eyes upward. That's it. Perfect. Hold it. Hold it a little longer. Just a little longer. Cut! That's it, boys. Put it in the jar.
All right. Yeah, we finished that one. All right, that's all, everybody, I think. Is that it? That's it.
That was all. I had to keep myself from running as I started back to the dressing room, but when I got there, I sprinted around the corner and out the big door. Denny's car was there all right with the back door open, and I slipped in and lay on the floor of the back seat. It was 11 o'clock.
Well, looks like my time's up.
Yep, a couple of minutes after 11. Guess she's not coming, huh?
Guess not. Well, orders is orders.
Yeah, that's right, Mr. O'Brien.
Yeah.
I could hear his steps coming over to the car and then getting in, and we were starting off.
Good night, Mr. O'Brien.
Good night. You back there, Diane?
Yes, I'm here.
Well, we made it, baby. We made it.
We knew they probably wouldn't find her till the next day. Even a director wouldn't dare disturb her if they got no answer at the dressing room door. And that's what happened. We got the news about mid-morning, and of course, everybody on the lot was full of grief. And that afternoon, everybody who'd been on the Carmelita set or had anything to do with the project was called into projection room A. And that's when we first met Lieutenant Malone.
Now, I know you folks all feel bad about this, but we might as well lay it on the line here. The lady's dead, and someone who was on that set last night, the one who killed her. Now, you're the husband, aren't you? Dennis O'Brien?
That's right.
Well, you know how we work these things. Motive and opportunity. And just offhand, Mr. O'Brien, you've practically got a corner on the motive market.
I suppose I have.
Oh, but Lieutenant, a dozen people saw Dennis, Mr. O'Brien leave the set before she was killed, before she did the last shot. And he was out talking to the guard the whole time after that, and then he went straight home. He couldn't have done it.
Yeah, I know. It's a good alibi. Awful good.
How do you know some stranger didn't kill her? Maybe she fell asleep in the dressing room after the shot and some prowler could have gotten in.
No, it just doesn't feel right. Hey, you got the film of that last shot you guys took?
Why, yes, we got it here.
Let's see it, huh?
Will you run the last Carmelita take again, please? Well, here you go. That's it, madame. Slowly, slowly. Remember, you are...
What was that?
That's me, giving direction. It was supposed to be a silent shot. Of course that won't be used. There'll be music to cover that.
Well, let's hear it anyway.
Whatever you say. Perfect. Hold it a little longer. Just a little longer. Cut! Well, that's all there is to it.
Not much there.
Lieutenant, nobody in the studio would have touched a hair on Madame's head. We loved her so much.
Yeah. You better learn a little more about the picture business before you start throwing wild accusations around.
I think you've got something there, Mike. Maybe I'll do that. maybe I'll just do that little thing.
A month went by. Of course, Denny and I didn't dare see much of each other, but things were going along. I'd even gotten a couple of small parts. On the strength of all the publicity about Madam, somebody discovered that maybe I did have the right face for the screen. And then one day we got a call to the projection room A, and there was Lieutenant Malone again.
Just make yourselves comfortable, folks. I've got something to show you.
Yeah, I hope it's more than you had the last time.
Yeah, Mike. Yeah. I've been learning a lot about the picture business, like you said. And I learned a lot, too. All about silent shots and sound shots, wild track and dubbing, and stand-ins.
But what?
You were Madam's stand-in, weren't you, Miss Burke?
Yes, I was.
Mm-hmm. You, look quite a lot like her, too.
Well, a little, I suppose.
You fooled me all right, too, if your back was turned. Well, I've been fooling around down in the cutting rooms, and I never realized how much stuff got thrown away. I made a little collection, and I want to show it to you. Here we go. Now, that's a wild soundtrack. You make that separate and mix it in after you've made your film, right? Because you can make sound without pictures the same as you can make pictures without sound. Now, that day you folks were making that last shot of Carmelita, the sound engineers were all slap happy, it being the last day and all. And so they just pushed their cameras right out of the way, but they forgot to turn off the sound. And they pushed that right up against Madam's dressing room before the last shot. And the cameraman must have been running some sort of test. Because here's what I got. I found this in the cutting room trash bin.
Close the door, Denny. Yes, that's it. Do sit down. Make yourself comfortable.
No thanks.
Oh, don't be silly. There's just one more take, and then we'll go and have...
You're not going to make it, though, Maggie.
What do you mean?
I mean, you're through, Maggie. Through.
Well, I guess that's it, huh, Mr. O'Brien, Miss Burke?
Yeah. Yes, I guess that's it. I haven't seen Denny since the trial. I wonder if I'll see him afterwards. If what the preacher says is right, I suppose I will. And of course, Madam will be down there too. I can't think of any worse punishment than being her stand-in for all of eternity. So, I suppose that's what I'll get.
Dear, could you bring me that water? Dear, where are you? Oh, dear, dear,
Oh,
Minnie,
dear.
dear.
Bring me that whatever you need.
Just because
Well
you're
done,
just
well
you
done.
don't.
Dennis.
Oh, my Lord.
Hello,
Oh,
Dennis.
dear.
Well,
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 dear.
10 minutes.
Really?
Oh, my God.
When is this going to be over?
Thank you for joining us for Main Street Theater's Socially Distant Murder Mysteries. You may follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or visit us on our website at mainstreettheater.org. Until next time.